will drive a little bit through Messina to reach the square, which is in front of the cathedral, and there we will leave the bus. Wenn wir den Bus verlassen, geht es direkt zur und in die Kathedrale, denn Sie werden die Kathedrale nicht nur von innen sehen, sondern auch den dazugehörigen Kathedralenschatz. Und wir beginnen mit der Besichtigung dieses zusätzlichen Kathedralenschatzes, dann die Kathedrale und dann geht es ein klein bisschen zu Fuß bis zu einer Bar-Café, wo Sie dann etwas typisch Sizilianisches probieren werden. So, and first of us, we drive to the cathedral. We will leave the bus, walking to the cathedral. I will show you the cathedral from the inside part. And first of us, we start with the famous treasure of the cathedral. So first of us, we will have the visit of this treasure, and then we will walk only for some minutes to a bar, cafe, where you will test something typical Sicily one. Wenn Sie jetzt nach vorne schauen, you can see Cristo Re, a very nice church. And later we will reach also this church, because just in front of you have a beautiful view looking to Messina and everything which is surrounded. With 217,000 persons. Messina today is always a very important part of the island of Sicily, because if you look on the left, so wenn Sie jetzt nach links schauen, dann können Sie die Meerenge sehen. If you look to the left, you can see the famous sea part which divided Sicily from the end of the mainland. And they are only 3 kilometers distance from the end of the mainland, so from the region of Calabria to the end of the mainland. And later, after seeing the cathedral, after having the nice test of the typical things in the bar of Messina, and after the nice clock, we take the bus, and with the bus we drive very close to this part where we can see the nearest distance from Sicily to the end of the mainland. Messina, wie ich sagte, heute drittgrößte Stadt, eines der antiksten. Hier sprechen wir schon von fast 800 vor Christus, und zwar 727 vor Christus, als die Griechen, die im 8. Jahrhundert vor Christus Sizilien erreichten, hier eines ihrer ersten griechischen Kolonien gründeten. Allerdings, wenn man heute ein bisschen durch Messina fährt, und gerade vor uns haben wir jetzt eines der Hauptplätze von Messina, drumherum gibt es einige Geschäfte und auch im Anschluss ist die sogenannte Shoppingzeile von Messina, Piazza Cairoli. So now in front of us we have one of the main squares of Messina, Piazza Cairoli, and just here around there are some shops, and also behind this is the shopping area of Messina. So, und wenn Sie jetzt mal nach links schauen, da haben wir das wunderschöne Gericht. So on the left side we have the nice courthouse, was built during 1900 after Christ, destroyed and rebuilt again. Messina ist eines der 3 Großstädte Siziliens mit einem großen Angebot. Beginnend mit Palermo, das wäre auch die Hauptstadt der Insel, dann gefolgt von Catania und an dritter Stelle Messina. Hier auf der rechten Seite ganz besonders Sprachen und Wirtschaft. So Messina, on the right there was a small part of the university, is one of the 3 big cities with a very interesting university. So the biggest one is in Palermo, which is always the main city of the island, and the second biggest is Catania, Messina, the third one, and here, especially on this part, you can study.
Would you know what that is? No, neither do I. Look at that chandelier. The Greeks were polytheistic, that's why they also made weapons.
Okay, so welcome to the treasure of the cathedral. It is a collection of about 400 works made by goldsmiths and silversmiths from the city of Messina. So the majority of the works that we are going to see today are related to the cult of the Madonna of the well. And second of all, because inside of them we can find some fragments of the bone of the head or the armor of these saints. The first saint is the head of San Marshal, the first bishop and the first martyr of Sicily. And it is placed in the Greek manner, that is 3 fingers up, that symbolize the Holy Trinity, while the other 2 that are joined symbolize the union between the human nature and the divine nature of Jesus Christ. The second hand is the hand of San Nicolaus, a saint bishop. And we can see that it is placed in a different manner, the Latin one, as the Pope does every day. And we can see here in this little door right there the 3 symbols of bishops. Like the Mitra, and the stick and the water. Now we want to see this cross. This cross is made of on a wooden support. And being carried in procession, you can see 2 different faces. Because it is used once a year, and you cannot see the faces of it because we put it over a painting that has the faces of the baby Jesus and the Virgin Mary, and we put it on a special day, that is the 3rd day of June, and her feast. And so this was firstly commissioned by the Synod of Messina in the 17th century to be carried out by Vincenzo Mangani, an important goldsmith from Florence, and Giovanni Fuori di Barra, an important silversmith from the city of Messina. figure for the city of Messina, that is the Archbishop Angelo Parino. He helped us to reconstruct the city twice, after the earthquake of the 1908 and after the bombing of the Second World War. So, at first the Manta, you have to imagine that it was completely full of all these jewels were donated, and at a certain point some of them had to be removed. And these jewels were removed are now in this room. These were a lot of them, donated by some noble leader from the city of Messina from the 17th century. Then here we can see a pendant. This side we can see a lot of jewels that belong to different archbishops. The number 25 is the most important one, in which we can see a big and see the center, frame of several movies. And it belonged to the Archbishop Messina from the 20th century. He died in the 1973 century. So now we can go upstairs to continue our tour from here to the stairs, because it's not faster here. And if you want it, you can use it. Okay, so from this side of the room, we can see some of the decoration used for the main altar of this cathedral. For the most important, there is someone else, sorry. This side of the room, you can see the decoration used for the main festivities in this cathedral. From here we can see a cross, some candlestick and some vases with flowers. They are all made in gilded bronze on a wooden support that was already painted. We can see this little angel heads without golden wings that figure of the Baroque era also. And if you squint your eyes, you can also see this skull decoration right there. They are subtle, but they are actually there. They are always from the Baroque era. From this side, they are a memento mori, so they are remembrance of the dead that are surrounded. And then from this side, we can see the base of the flowers. The flowers are so carefully manufactured that they seem white flowers. We can see some roses, some daffodils, also some lilies, and some anemones. They were all made in the 17th century by the workshop and also the family, Europa. Then from this side you can see beautiful monstrance in which we can see the sacrifice of Isaac. We can see the little poor Isaac right there. He's there that is going to sacrifice him with a knife in his hand. And the angel that arrives to stop him, to stop the sacrifice. This was made by an unknown author in the 70th side of the room. You can see the decoration used for the main festivities in this cathedral. From here we can see a cross, some candlestick and some vases with flowers. They are all made in gilded bronze on a wooden support that was already painted. We can see this little angel heads without golden wings that figure of the Baroque era also. And if you squint your eyes, you can also see this skull decoration right there. They are subtle, but they are actually there. They are always from the Baroque era. From this side, they are a memento mori, so they are remembrance of the dead that are surrounded. And then from this side, we can see the base of the flowers. The flowers are so carefully manufactured that they seem white flowers. We can see some roses, some daffodils, also some lilies, and some anemones. They were all made in the 17th century by the workshop and also the family, Europa. Then from this side you can see beautiful monstrance in which we can see the sacrifice of Isaac. We can see the little poor Isaac right there. He's there that is going to sacrifice him with a knife in his hand. killed, and the angels arrived to stop them, to stop the sacrifice. This was made by an unknown author in the 17th century, made of decoration made with red coral. We can see here a chapel made with threads of gold, silver and red coral, and then some table crosses and some candlestick, always made with decoration of red coral. They were made in the 17th century, and there were a few of them, very few of them. From that side, then, we can see a saint. It is not our patron saint, it is Saint Rosalie, and she is the patron saint of Palermo. We can recognize her from the crown of roses and from the oak. There is a dark feet because she is protecting it, and because it symbolizes the city of Palermo. Watches, and there are also two fish, a tuna and an anchovy, two of the most important fish in our strait of Messina. Then in the center we can find a lamp that stands for the name of the Virgin, that is Mary, and then a crown over it. So it is a special work. Why? Because we have seen a lot of gold in this museum, but this kind of gold is a different type and a different one, because it is the gold of fishermen. So they didn't have plenty of gold, they didn't have plenty of jewels also. This was everything they had. And they had to donate it, to ask for something, to ask for a grace, to ask for a miracle. But nothing was written down, so we do not know actually what happened. And if something happened to them, we also actually. And so that was it.
Pocket watches, crosses, rings. Yeah, they added everything they had to this. Isn't that well, probably family or even community. I see so many different things. Like rings and the earrings. Oh, there's the fish. There's two fish, anchovy and there's an anchovy and one other fish. Bracelets. What is this called? Golden votive offering to Our Lady of Graces from the village of Messina. Look all the way up top. See the lion? Yes. As soon as I look away. Look the rooster.
Gerne noch ein klein bisschen alleine Messina erkunden oder noch eine Kleinigkeit essen gehen, können Sie dies tun. Ich zeige Ihnen genau, welches der Ausgang vom Hafen ist. So, and before, when we went to the bar, you've seen that the port is very close. So later, when we return and you want to go out a little bit from the port because you have some hours more, perhaps you want to eat something or walk a little bit around, you can do it. I will show you the exactly door where you can leave the port and later return. Schauen Sie mal auf der rechten Seite. So if you look to the right side, da können Sie die goldene Madonna sehen. Die Madonna des Briefes. So if you look now in front of us, you can see the Madonna of the letter. Unter ihr befinden sich die Reste eines Mauerrings aus dem 15. Jahrhundert. Under her we have the rest of the walls from the 15th century. Und auf diesem Mauerring steht unter den Neptunbrunnen die beiden Meeresungeheuer Scylla und Charybdis. So just under, and you can see that it was a student of Michelangelo, no? On the left and on the right, the famous sea monsters. Die erste See, der sogenannte Laghetti di Ganzilli. On the left side, again the first lake, Lake of Ganzilli. Wie zum Beispiel die 7 äolischen oder auch liparischen Inseln. Sehr schön, sehr bekannt, befinden sich direkt vor der tyrrhenischen Küste. Es handelt sich um 7 Inseln, alle. Every hour, every day, distanced 10-15 minutes, this volcano has a fire explosion. And this is the reason why it has its own name. So before this moment, Etna has activities Stromboliano. And also in the winter months, there are living more than 300 persons on the island of Stromboli. Dritte noch aktive Vulkan der Region Siziliens befindet sich auf der Insel Vulcano. Und dieses wäre die Da werden wir in ganz wenigen Minuten das Hafengebiet erreichen. Und ich hoffe, Messina und das, was ich Ihnen in einigen Stunden zeigen konnte,